No.
In the very beginning, I really didn't understand how it was going to fit together.
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of, if I had I remember one day I did $65 at the market. One day. I was ecstatic. I go, wow. Now, if
Beer money.
Gas money now.
Gas money.
It's a tank of gas.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, things have changed a lot. You know, I used to go to market in a 68 VW Beetle. I could fit one table in there. That's all the produce I had. Have you heard of Camino La Paz?
What?
It's Camino La Paz. It's a Montessori type school here in the Espanola Valley.
Camino La Paz, that means Road of Peace.
Yeah, it's a school, farm school.
Oh, really?
And their first year they went to market was my first year I went to market. And we both shared a tent. We shared a 10 by 10 tent. I had one table, they had one table, and that's all the produce we both could muster for a market. So that gives you an idea of scale. That's those days I was having $65 a day sales.
How many pounds of produce are you taking now, and how many pounds did you start?
Back then I was taking about 30 pounds. Now I take about 2,000 pounds.
Per day?
Per day.
And how many tables do you have? Like 4 by 8 tables? Or
9.
9 big tables?
4 tents at once.
4 tents. I see.
And then a roasting area off the side that we roast peppers. So we roast green chili, poblanos, jalapenos, and 4 types of sweet peppers separately. Italian reds. We do cubanelle, the big yellow cubanelle, sweet ones. We do yellow peppers, like yellow bells, orange bells, and then red bells. We roast them all separately, and then we put them in big stainless steel bowls with garlic oil. And we put those out there with tastings also. And if you've ever had fresh roasted Italian peppers with garlic oil on them, I mean, you lick your fingers for the second half of the day. But honestly, when people think about farming, they don't think about it as just, the first thing that comes to mind is hard work, hot days. They don't think of food. When I think of farming, I think of food. And I think of people, you know, all this wonderful, because I like to eat, and I go with snow peas and onions and garlic and all this, and right there is plenty to make lunch with, right there at the market if you want to, you know, and it doesn't take much to impress people. You know, roll some peas around, a little bit of butter with some salt and little sesame seeds on it, and it's pretty intense. One year we grew edamame, but it's so labor intensive to pick, we didn't do it again.
How would you describe the lifestyle? You just said, well, people perceive farming as hard work. Well, how would you describe it?
It's brutal. It's brutally hard, but you're working for yourself. And how many entrepreneurs do you know count the hours? So these aren't boiled.
They're yummy.
All right, there's a nice little bucket of eggs, huh?
What's a typical day for you in the summer? What time does it start and when does it end?
Market day, which is 3 days a week, starts at 2:45.
That's when you get up?
That's when I get up, shower, get my sunscreen on, get my uniform together, make coffee, make some burritos to take with me, get all my banks together. We carry anywhere from 2 to 7 banks at the market. Every one of my girls has their own apron with a bank.
Oh. Change.
Yeah, that way we don't have to have a drawer that's kind of a target.
Sure.
You know, if anybody reaches in right here on anyone, you're going to know it. So, you know, that's how we do our financials at the market. And then I'll be on the road. Then after I get done with market, I make a list of everything that's available after the market. Then I call all my restaurant contacts and tell them what I have.
What's that, around noontime?
That's probably more like 1 to 2, because it takes about an hour and a half to break down and organize, repack the trailers and the trucks, put everything away, pay everybody, let them all go. Then I go to my first restaurant, and I usually get give me an espresso there to jumpstart me for the rest of the afternoon. And we've actually created this sort of like this scenario where we park in the street right in front of the restaurant, and my trailer's laid out there with all the stuff displayed. I come displayed. Right. And so he comes out, and he brings boxes, sets it up there, and we start going through the whole haggle thing. Let me have 20 pounds, I get a scale, I start weighing it, okay, I start getting a receipt, and then we line it up all on the sidewalk in the shade, go through, double check, we got everything charged right, and all these tourists will walk by just standing around taking pictures, well, you know, like they were in some foreign country. To some people it is, right? And they just, where's this all going? Right there, that restaurant. They walk in and make reservations because they see the food. They understand that I'm a local farmer. I look like I'm from here, and it connects all the dots for them in their mind.
Sure.
They don't even have to see the menu. They don't have to hear anything. They already understand what it's about. So that's part of what it is. You're fulfilling what people really want. They want food fresh.
So anyway, what happens after you finish up selling till you pretty much get rid of all your food to the restaurants?
I try to. Yeah, I try to. A lot of times, I have 3 or 4 that I go to. Okay,
then the time you get home.
And then I'm here by 7.
And then what?
And then I unpack the truck, put everything that isn't sold, put it away, organize it, come in, count the banks, find out how much money we made, and by that time I'm ready for a little dinner and go to bed.
And you're doing that 3 times a week?
3 times a week. And then the other 3 days out of the week, I'm harvesting. And since we have Alcalde and here going at the same time, somebody's here harvesting while I'm over there with another guy harvesting all day. And we have our chili fields over there. So we try to go to Saturday with 50 bushels of chili. And between the time you add up all the other peppers and all that, we end up going with close to 75 bushels of peppers.
So you have 6 acres in production at all times. That's at your level. Now, can you just run through that list of what crops you're growing and selling? The whole, like tomatoes? You just did it before.
10 types of tomatoes, 6 types of eggplant, 6 varieties of potatoes. We grow about 10 different varieties of lettuce for salad greens, arugula, spinach, 3 types of kale, Swiss chard, Italian raw broccoli. We grow dandelion greens, frise endive. We grow carrots, about 6 varieties of carrots, purple, yellow, white, and orange also. We grow about 3 varieties of onions. We grow purple scallions, white scallions. We also grow Japanese green onions also. We grow sugar snaps, snow peas, 2 types of shelling peas. We grow 2 types of green beans, radishes. I'm trying to look down the field. We grow about 7 varieties of sweet peppers, 3 varieties of jalapenos, poblanos. What have I left out?
Red chilies, green chilies?
We grow 2 acres of green chili of one variety, one field of it. And summer squash, about 6 varieties, about 8 varieties of winter squash. Acorn, Hubbard, Mama Hubbards, 2 types of pumpkins, French pumpkins, jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, pie pumpkins, baby pumpkins. We grow beets, turnips. Did I forget anything? We grow basil, chives. We do cut flowers. We sell oregano, thyme. I think we're about there. Am I running out of things?
There's something like 60 different vegetables.
60 different varieties of vegetables, yeah.